trans movement has been tanking in acceptance ever since post-COVID, solely due to their own activists. From the early ages of radicalist delusion from such cases as Jessica Yaniv to the disgustingly creepy final boss of trans extremism, this video will be going over the timeline of the demise of the trans movement and the key figures who burnt it down in their attempt to rise it up. Our first trans radicalist to crack the image of the trans ideology is Jessica Yaniv, an around 38-year-old male to female transgender woman who is from British Columbia, Canada. The first incident occurred in 2018 in which Jessica went to multiple female-only beauticians to wax her balls. Obviously, the salon owners, who were mostly female immigrants from Southeast Asia, refused, which enraged Jessica to file 13 human rights tribunals, claiming $15,000 in emotional damage from each beautician. Unfortunately for her, in August 2019, she lost and was ordered to pay back $6,000 to the salon owners. She was also arrested in August of 2019 after flashing and threatening Blair White on a live stream with a taser, which for some reason is actually illegal in Canada.
I don't need to be scared in my own house that I'm gonna get fucking attacked, which is illegal in Canada, just then. But
this was Jessica's big moment in their debate, in which Blair, the most sensible trans person, was warning Jessica all the way back in 2019 that the crazy ideologues like her will eventually take away the acceptance from normal trans people like her. And by normal, I just mean non-crazy autogynephiliacs. There are so many other charges, and she was just recently wanted and arrested for harassment charges, but that's all for this short segment. The second trans individual responsible for contributing to the downfall of their own movement is Tiffany Michelle Moore, aka the It Is Ma'am GameStop lady.
Excuse me, it's ma'am. It is ma'am.
This clip went insanely viral in 2019 when Tiffany Moore tried returning a game to GameStop in Albuquerque, New Mexico. It's pretty obvious why it went viral. I mean, nothing screams ladylike more than yelling in an extremely aggressive male tone.
It is ma'am.
To dig beneath the psyche of Tiffany Moore's outburst, people dug up her Facebook account, which is where it soon turned dark. Just beneath the many posts of her taking drugs and smoking through a potato, several posts exhibiting her autogynephilic nature was easily discovered. People were even able to dig up her long criminal record with an arrest for armed robbery. However, the most tragic discovery was that she had a young son who was being coerced into being non-binary. Further images were discovered in which the young kid was seen laying on her crotch with Tiffany Moore only wearing underwear. The problem is very clear that Tiffany Michelle Moore has a fetish known as autogynephilia, just like Jessica Yaniv, in which she derives sexual pleasure from dressing up as a female. When this is done to your son, this is clearly where the line is drawn from odd fetish to sexual predator. In fact, I was able to dig up some old Quora posts in which Tiffany Moore discusses her fetish and the shame behind it, as well as her son starting to wear makeup. This all occurred in 2019, however the next few years through the pandemic would officially start the downfall of the trans movement. The year 2022 is when Pew Research found the public decline of trans acceptance, and one of, if not the most mainstream and notable trans person of 2022 was Dylan Mulvaney. Dylan Mulvaney, a seemingly normal gay theater kid, would come out to TikTok in 2021 as non-binary before fully transitioning to a girl in 2022. In these videos documenting his journey through girlhood, Dylan used tropes like being a stupid bimbo and made stereotypical jokes like how he cries a lot because he is a girl now. His next TikTok right after coming out is literally addressing people's issues with Dylan portraying women this way. Throughout 2022, Dylan would explode in popularity and even get a sponsorship with Tampax. People couldn't stop talking good or bad about Dylan Mulvaney. Dylan even got the opportunity to talk to Joe Biden during late 2022. However, the hate against Dylan would finally boil over in 2023 when he got sponsored by Bud Light. This single small advert pushed by a woman trying to take the frat guy image away from Bud Light will forever go down as one of the worst marketing fails in history. Bud Light sales shot down almost 30%, and 2 years later they have still not recovered, with some analysts saying they will never go back to their former glory. The backlash was not just against Dylan, but the growing fatigue among the trans ideology running rampant since the pandemic.
Dylan Mulvaney is, in my opinion, the worst thing to happen to the trans community, and we had a trans shooter.
However, this next person would finally destroy the trans movement's image. Lily Tino is an infamous Disney adult who blew up in 2023 for her interactions with Disney staff.
Yes, sir. Cool. Ma'am.
Yeah, ma'am.
Lily would go around to stream Disneyland restaurants and wait for a poor immigrant server to misgender him. She would also talk about her genital surgeries in public with random food props.
I'm gonna get banned from Disney. Last summer, I got my cake pops removed, and the plan up until recently was to get my marshmallow wand reconfigured into a marshmallow tummy.
On top of this disgusting behavior, he started taking pictures of himself in the women's bathroom with people in the back. It only keeps going downhill for Lily Tino though, because just a few months ago, he was exposed for sexually talking to a minor. None of these individuals are solely responsible for the fast decline in trans acceptance. However, they all heavily contributed to the growing fatigue. Which one do you guys think harmed the trans reputation the most? Let me know in the comments, but that's all for now. Please like, subscribe.